Hi everybody! So I'm doing a quick tutorial on male grooming and makeup for models and photo shoots. My friend Ryan was kind enough to come out and do this with me. He is actually a model himself. Just getting started, I'm using Aveeno Ultra Calming Wipes. I'm going to go ahead and prep his skin. With men, it's a little bit different. Not that his skin is unclean, but you just want to make sure that they're prepped a little bit differently. So I just want to make sure I get through everything. I'm taking the wet wipe, and then I'm going to go ahead and take a dry tissue and just touch that back up. Make sure there's not too much moisture left on the skin unnecessarily. Ryan has oily skin, so I'm using the MAC mattifying cream on him in a very light manner, but I'm using a wedge sponge, so it's disposable, so it doesn't carry a lot of product like a brush would. And I'm just going to make sure I get it all within the beard, around the beard, but not within the hair. And I just want to make sure that this is going to capture as much product as possible. I'm going to take some of this light moisturizer, the Cetaphil, mixed with Studio Fix Fluid Foundation. I'm actually putting this on the back of my hand so that it warms down. And I did this because it's going to mix together much like a tinted moisturizer would, so that it's not as heavy. And it's really going to settle in well with the MAC mattifying cream. I'm also using a 109 brush, which you guys know I love. And I'm taking the sponge to get around the edges of the hairline. Now with African American men, you know, they tend to get nice sharp edges when they go to the barber shop and get their hair cut. Same thing around the beard area. So you want to make sure that that area is also very nice and neat, and the wedge sponge helps. I'm going ahead and going back with the 109 to finish the other side of his face. He's got some darkness with the extra, kind of the 5 o'clock shadow a bit right there, and also underneath the neck a little bit of a razor burn that I want to blend out. So I'm just going to do it lightly right now. I don't want him to be overwhelmed. I still want him to look manly. Again, I'm going back in with the wedge sponge, and I'm going to get around that beard and just make sure that everything is tapered and clean really nicely. Go ahead and cover up the eyes as well. Typically with women, I don't put a lot of foundation on their eyes, but in this particular situation I did, because you want to balance that out as much as you can. And again, just going back in with the wedge sponge and any extra little crevices around the nose, the beard, etc. Just really want to balance this foundation out. Make it a nice thin sheer layer so that he still looks manly, not too covered up, but balanced. I did use an NW50 on him, and I'm going to counteract that with some other products here in a second. So I'm about to use an NC45 actually concealer, Studio Finish Matte Concealer. I'm going to use that under his eyes. Now what you see me do here, which I don't typically do, is use my finger. You guys know I don't do that a lot with clients, at least not with female clients. On him, I want to go ahead and just let that warm down a bit. I needed the brush to get right within his eyes. He's just got some darkness there. This is not to contour at all, ladies. This is not to contour, and men. This is not to contour. This is just to cover up where he's got some darkness under his eyes, because I want to balance it out. But I don't want it to be overwhelming. But the warmth of my skin is really going to break this down and make it look more natural and apply better. I chose to use Studio Fix coverage, the powder coverage. And I use an NC45 to counteract the NW. He's got a lot of red in his skin, and if I used an NW powder over it, it would have been overwhelming and it would have oxidized later and became too dark. So I'm taking another light fluffy brush, and I'm taking this and I'm doing light sheer strokes with this full coverage powder so that it's not overwhelming again. But the two colors together will counteract and balance really well against his skin. And I don't know why he's giggling. I must just be the funniest woman on the planet. You guys know I'm funny. So I'm also going to cover his eyes again and really balance everything out. I really like the way that this is finishing. He still looks like himself. You can still see a little bit of shadow. I want to see a little bit of shadow so that he still looks like a guy. But it does balance out his skin really, really well. Oddly, Ryan has really great skin actually. He's not too pleased with himself, but we're all our worst critics. He's actually got really great skin. He's a really handsome guy, so this made this a little bit easier today. I'm going back with the powder and a wedge sponge again to get around the hairline. Again, African American men have the edge up. You know, it's a little bit different with their haircuts. the application is the same for all men, but in this particular case, the way that his hair is cut and his beard and his mustache, it's important to make sure that you get into all of those areas, and it's just easier to do that cleanly with the edge of this particular sponge. I'm also going to, after I finish the beard here, I'm going to take some of that powder and kind of blend it out on his ears. You want to make sure that the whole face kind of blends together. I didn't want to put fluid on his ears because it's not necessary. I just want to make sure that it balances out all the way across his face. So I'm kind of giving you guys the quick version of the entire day. This is actually about a 25 or 30 minute application that I've broken down into about 6 minutes for you guys, just to give you an idea of what I'm doing or what I would do. So this is also here, like I said, where I do the ears. And just keep in mind, use something that accommodates, you still have to use something that accommodates their skin type. Now I just took a dry spoolie and I'm just going through his brows. I didn't put anything on the spoolie at all. You can use maybe a clear mascara or a brow gel if you want, but he's got really well set eyebrows. They don't really need any tapering. I just wanted to make sure everything was going in the same direction and not wilding out, because his eyebrows are also very thick. But I still want him to look, again, like a man. I'm also going to brush down his mustache and his beard so that all the hairs are going in the same direction, nice and neatly. These are all the types of things that I think people just don't think about show up on film, and they really, really do. And at the end, as you see the final product, you see how finished he looks. He still looks like a man. It doesn't look overwhelming, but it's really, really nice and clean, and I think we are both really happy. He's really happy. I'm not sure what he's giggling about, but something I'm doing or saying, I'm sure. And you're about to see my big head come in here because I'm trying to say bye to you guys, and thanks for watching. Stay tuned for outtakes, and thanks for watching, you guys. Bye!
Hello, my name is Ryan.
Right.
I'm a raging alcoholic. I'm joking.
Don't lie, because I can keep all of this.
No, I'm a super.
Shut up. I did not hit the button like that. Don't lean. Sit up. Don't lean. Okay, that's normal. Okay, and then I'm in here. So I'm trying to see if I'm covering. Yeah. Boo. Bye. Whatever.